Hi Libra, here is a general look at your solar chart for September 2014 and making the right sort of contacts, getting the right sort of people on side, and material matters, finances, but also other basic material stuff like what you own, what you protect, what you want to get your hands on, property and possessions are all highlighted this month. At the very beginning of the month, actually at the very end of August and the very beginning of September, maybe the first couple of days, we've got some Saturn around there and some Neptune, so things may go more slowly. Your energies could take a dip, or you just feel as though you've got a lot on your plate and a lot to organize. And also there could be an illusory or deluding quality around, which brings in uncertainties, ambiguities, could be coming at you through what somebody says, and then they don't follow it up with whatever, the action or whatever. Or it could be that you are having second thoughts or doubts, or but you're grounding it on not enough, maybe. However, if you're very, very psychic, or you've got very good intuition, or you're feeling very, very strongly something on a gut level, that's probably then a more solid piece of evidence. The thing about Neptune is it does sort of blur material issues, and I think that you'll be clearer about certain things in the second half of September rather than in the first half, but there will be several patches of clarity. But in general, there's a bit of Neptune around, and also there is some Pluto and Uranus around, but more on that in a minute. So as the month kicks off, we've got the Sun in a kind of background area for you, and a lot going on behind the scenes there. You keeping a weather eye on things, maybe pulling strings quietly from behind the scenes, maybe making sure that things are safe and okay, putting yourself out more. This is not the area to do with ego, and if you do cling to your ego, you may feel disappointed. This is a time actually when you should be listening to your inner voice on things. You should be tapping into the higher mind, the infinite, loving, compassionate heart of the universe, if you know how to get there. There is a lift, it goes regularly. So, and in fact a ladder, and in several ways to get there, but it's being still and calm and, and not being in the intellect. Until the 28th, Mercury is in your sign, which very much tends to put you in the intellect. You know, you're thinking about schedules, timetables, this person there, and making that kind of connection, that arranging this, sorting that, organizing the other. You know, it very much puts you in the stream of information exchange, which can be quite pleasant. There's no need for it not to be. But mixing and mingling with others. There's an awful lot about the importance of contacts, and using communications media, you know, clever phones and smart pads and things like that. But lots to get your head around. And you being pushed to have an opinion, and speaking out clearly on certain things. So you can feel a bit scattered, so you will have to deliberately try to engineer some downtime for yourself. Don't expect to come to any really strong, realistic evaluation on what something or someone is really worth to you until the second half of the month. Until the 6th, Venus warms friendships new and old. You should feel supported by maybe a social group that you are connected with, a club, association, a society, just your kind of people. but also individual friends. And this is a good time for fresh friends, fresh networking, getting out there, putting the word out on something, picking up little nuggets of information, keeping your ear to the ground, listening to what's new on the block, pooling forces and resources within the group or because of a group, and also just keeping in mind that you can all materially benefit in some way, and you pitch in together and it facilitates positive experiences, and that's been in your sign, excuse me. Sorry, not in your sign. It's Venus is your ruling planet, been in this area since around about the beginning, sorry, the middle of August. And then from the 6th of September, Venus moves and goes into the same background area as the Sun, where you're creating things in a background sort of a way, but also, you know, you are putting yourself out more for others. You are drinking deep of certain very satisfying experiences as well, but in a very sort of low-key, personal kind of a way. You've got your finger on the inner pulse in some way. You could be mulling over the past very much as well. You could be drawn to things to do with the past and sort of kid yourself that this is all you ever wanted, when in fact maybe you needed to move on from that. And others are there for you to facilitate, for you to enable in some way, and it's a good idea for you to immerse yourself in whatever place or pursuit or company that really feeds your soul at this time. Watch out for around about the 11th and the 12th. There could be some jitters going on there, and also more riding on something because of the presence of Pluto and Uranus on your ruling planet Venus. Another may be trying to impose their opinion or their will upon you, and or you are trying to impose your will or opinion upon them, or your set of morals on them, and vice versa. There's no way to know which way it's going to go. So try to just create the space, keep the space, keep things in proportion as much as you can, and actually you will find it's much easier once the dust is settled to see it as it really is in the second half of the month. So that's after the 15th. From the 23rd is a powerful time for you because the Sun comes into your sign, and it's a good time for you to be taking stock, looking back over the dance of life in the past year, and being more self-centered, being more self-indulgent, and being more supportive of yourself. If it's your rising sign, then depending on the degree, of course, but doing more things which are for you and your personal interests and what you know you need to do for yourself, and whether that's to do with, you know, your physicalness, or whether that's to do with projects and so on, and those in your life that you are close with and you're concerned about. Mars is demanding that you put more effort and decisiveness into getting organized in material or security orientated ways. This is stirring up the energy of Saturn, which has been in that area for over 2 years now, causing austerities in your life, causing you to pull in your belt, causing you to wake up and smell the coffee, where finances, property are concerned, anything to do with the material, physical side of life. You're just having to be more, or rather less, free and more limited there. And Mars coming into this area here is going to almost like push you and force you into making certain, biting the bullet and making certain decisions about what you know you need to do to get things moving here, to get things improved here. And this area, you know, is also about your talents and skills. So maybe it means a more dynamic application of said talents and skills, and really rolling up your sleeves and, you know, cutting out the fluff, and just saying to yourself, now or never, let's just do it. It might not be like that. It might be about physical matters, physical well-being. It might be somebody else's physical well-being as well that comes into the mix here. It might be to do with just stuff, you know, like renting, leasing, buying, selling, and there could be some tensions there. There could be some conflicts around that for some reason or other, and you may feel a bit pushed, you may feel a bit stretched at times in any of those areas there, but that is the way of Mars. The way to use Mars in a good way here, with the slowness of Saturn in this area here, which is saying, come on, you know, you have to see how to build something new in this materialistic area, in this area of money, of property, build yourself new foundations. Mars comes along and says, can't be doing with this, let's just get on with it, let's get it done now. So Mars is only going to be there until the middle of the month, but has been in there over the whole of August. And then from mid-month, Mars moves out of there and moves into the area of communications, media. It's far more to Libra's taste. It's an area of air, and you're an air sign. So putting stuff out there, connecting with others, speaking, writing, creative self-expression, education, you being the educator, you being the educated, you being the informer, you being the informed, you moving around more, networking, floating a new concept or body of work, or indeed signing up to learn something new, and feeling much clearer about what you know you want, and not being backwards and coming forwards with that, but just be a little bit careful, because you can come across a little bit too assertive with Mars in this area here. There could be more paperwork coming in your direction as well, and you could be flying hither and thither for personal or business reasons. And then, of course, Jupiter's made a move finally, and is in this 12-month new cycle, started in the middle of August, and Jupiter, in the middle of July. And Jupiter is going to help you grow and learn through new associations. It's in a very good position for you, Libra, over the next 11 months now. And given that your sign is one of the cardinal signs, and you are in a huge, mega time of transition and sort of reshaping your identity anyway, this position of Jupiter is going to be good news for you. It's not going to be what you know, but who you know, and so much. It's also useful to know good stuff, of course, but it will be your connections that will really stand you in good stead, and also you being there for others, new friends, colleagues, or those with a shared outlook, a shared interest, work, whatever it is, and you will get a lot out of this, these kinds of contacts. But also, if you're doing anything over the internet, it's likely to really, really grow and grow and grow like Topsy with Jupiter here. And you could be the one as well that others see as the supporter and the facilitator, but it will go both ways, very much so. Connected to a key group of others or key people in your life from your past, but also from your present and your future. And you Librans born in the middle 10 days, or with 9 to 16 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. And I should have said for Saturn, those of you born in the middle 10 days, but with 17 to 22 degrees rising, are going to feel the energy the most. That's the middle 10 days. Actually, It's the middle 10 days, the end of the middle 10 days and the beginning of the last 10 days, always 17 to 22 degrees rising for Saturn. And that's it for September. Please excuse the coughing. I've got a tickle in my throat. And if you know your rising sign or your moon sign, then perhaps listen to those and get a bigger picture. It will sort of broaden or maybe prune down what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.